Mike was on. I'm sitting there chatting away, and nobody heard me. 42.97 was our pivot. I had support down at 90, which unfortunately everybody missed, I guess. 78, 87, 71, 64, and 51 are support levels below on the downside. Resistance on the upside at 10, 18, 28, 38, 47, and 59. Sorry, I thought I had my mic on when I was talking. Not good. I'll repeat the levels again. 42.97, our pivot. Resistance up here now at 10, 18, 28, 38, 47. Support below at 90, 78, 87, 71, 64, and 51. All right. Well, sorry about that. Kind of bounced off the 90 really quickly there. Maybe you were able to take advantage of it, not coming quickly up here to the upper levels. They rotated right off of those. We're getting this volatility here on the first bar, always a tricky situation, like I keep mentioning or saying. That first bar always could be a little bit tricky in the morning, and that continues to be that way. The volatility here is amazing, just absolutely amazing. Valuations that are happening once you have a 200-point range and get a 200-point range of during the day of S&Ps is just an amazing number. You can attribute that to the electronic trading that's occurring, happens, that creates the just huge volatility. I mean, just unbelievable to think that these moves are normal. The moves that you're getting in some of these stocks, even if you look at just the valuation on stocks, I mean, when you get a 20 or 30% move in a stock in a day, that's ridiculous too. It's not what it is, but that's what happens when you have these, when you have computerized trading, you get just crazy moves. And that's why we're always sitting there telling you to keep your stops in place no matter what, and to be able to take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves. So, all right. Sorry again, I thought my mic was on when I was talking, and we kind of missed the 90 level on the downside there. All right, there's a level. If you look at the chat box area, you'll see the levels. Those are levels we're going to use as a guide to the day. Again, be very, very careful. The volatility is definitely in place here. You get some wild moves, crazy moves. Every level is, you're getting some big just gaps. And that's because of the volume that they're trading and the lack of orders in the order book. I mean, somebody wants to do 1,000 lot. You imagine if you're doing 1,000 lot, you want to go to the market with 1,000 lot. I mean, that's gonna create some craziness. It's got to, but what can I tell you? Anyway, so that's what's going on here. Keep in mind, as you're trading this stuff, you have to be very careful. Yesterday, I even suggested if you're more risk averse, you don't trade because of the craziness in the market. And it is what it is. You just have to understand the job that we have. I got 90 and 78 correct. And then, oh yeah, how do you like that? How do you like that? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Don, you had to correct me there. 90, 78, and then I got 87. That doesn't make any sense. You're right. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second here just to make sure what I'm doing here. Hate Russian. Yes. Amazing. I am so sorry today that I am spacing out on my mic here. All right. Well, all I was talking about how the Russians were still in the SWIFT, which is the banking thing, and and some of the concerns that Europeans have in regards to. Thanks for telling me, Johnny. Concerns about excluding them from the SWIFT, which would create some other kind of issues, and and then they're afraid. Some are afraid that it would push them towards stronger ties with China. So that's why they're not going out there. All right, nice rotation there against our pivot if you were so inclined. Yeah, I need help today. Don, you're around because I am messing up here. I keep messing up with my mic. Come on in anytime. Don's really busy today because he is. I can tell. Not talking to me. You know when he's not talking to me, he's busy. I mean, not verbally. He types a lot of stuff to me. He's not talking to me. He's a busy guy today.
Don't even have time to type.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're just. I can tell you're busy today.
I moved down into a 15-second chart, and it's
15
fast.
seconds. Oh, no wonder you can't. How do your eyes keep up with that?
I just sit way back from it.
That's crazy. Yeah. He's joking, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Oh my God. I don't even want to see that chart. I can't even imagine. I mean, that's overdone for me.
It is fast.
I'd say. Yeah, I thought he was joking too, Philip. Look at him. He's serious. Only guys in Texas have 15-second charts. That's all I can say.
Well, that 1 minute was wimping out on me this morning, so I decided to speed things up a little bit. Wake up.
1 minute was wimping out on you. Okay. All right.
Oh, man. That 5 minute looks like an hour chart now.
All right. Let's see. Commodity prices continue to be watched amid supply concerns over the crisis in the Ukraine. The country, along with Russia, accounts for a third of the world's wheat exports and a fifth of corn trade. With nearly 80% of sunflower oil production, prolonged tensions could risk significant shipments from the Black Sea ports, as well as production of transportation within countries. Wheat prices have risen 20% since the start of the year, while corn has climbed 15% year to date. That didn't stop prices from skyrocketing on Thursday, with wheat hitting highest level in 14 years and corn hovering near 8-month peaks. Yeah, this is going to definitely create some issues that the Fed doesn't need. Daily price limits on wheat futures contracts at the Board of Trade will expand for today's session, according to exchange parent CME Group. Limits for soft red wheat and KC hard winter wheat will widen 75 cents a bushel after CBOT March and May contracts settled up at their 50-cent maximum on Thursday. So they were limit up on Thursday. It's nice to see that some market has a limit up to calm everybody down. I really think they should impose that, but they're not going to because they just like money. Unless the wheat futures post another limit move today, the limit will return to 50 cents on Monday. So you limit up or limit down means you cannot go past a certain price if you're going on the upside or if you're going on the downside, and that just calms everybody down because it relaxes their euphoria one way or the other. And obviously, when you have a 200-point move in the S&Ps, you're getting some craziness that's happening. And That's what's going on here.
You know, you'd swear there was a limit up on the ES looking at a 15-second chart.
Yeah. So again, I think they would. I mean, it's not logical to have a 200-point move in a day. That's all I'm saying. That doesn't make sense. And if you see some stocks, there's some small stocks are up 20%. I mean, it's not logical. But this is what happens when you have, when you have this kind of trade and you have this volatility. You're going to get some crazy moves one way or the other. Concerns are growing over the Fed rate hike next month, given the global risk created by the conflict in the Ukraine. It's kind of a catch-22 situation, which raising rates could exacerbate the distribution to growth, while standing by worsens inflation and poses a big threat to the economy. This is what I was mentioning yesterday, that they are definitely between a rock and a hard place, or they like to say catch-22 situation. Kind of the same thing, right? And definitely an issue here. The central bank will need to tread carefully in the coming months and year, and the risk of a policy mistake has never been higher. The slate of central bank officials, let's see if there's any numbers coming out at 9 o'clock. Pending home sales and consumer sentiment coming out here in 5 minutes. So we have a couple numbers that might affect the market. See what they want to do here. So be a little bit careful here in the next 4 or 5 minutes. I don't know if that's going to happen.
The other night when all this was taking place, the ladder ticket had like 150 total per side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. As far as you can see, right? 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the problem. That's the problem you have, and that's why that's why the market moves. Somebody's trying to buy a 200 lot. Is that like an unreasonable number? No. But when it's so thin, it's going to move the market 3, 4, 5 points. I don't think it's, you could say that, Pat. I don't think it's only supply chain issues. I think it's beyond that at this point right now. You have oil at $100 a barrel, right? It was in the 90s, let's say in the 90s. Okay, that was happening either way. Okay, again, remember the 90 level was already, we already tested it early on. This is only a retest, and if it could work, it's a lot riskier this time around. So be a little bit careful if you're going to take it. Make sure you keep your stop in place. So so I'm saying that the day that's what the thought was. The thought process with the Fed was it was called transitory, right? But at some point it's beyond that right now. We're looking at the 78 levels, the next support level on the downside here. So I think I would have agreed with you early on, but at this point, I think they made that mistake, and they have to consider it. If that's the case, if you're right and that's the case, it's a supply chain issue, then things will clear up soon. I mean, even if they raise rates, right? So that'll calm everybody down. But it just seems like it's beyond that at this point right now. I mean, that's my own opinion. All right, we did bounce off of the 90 on the retest here. Like I said, again, if you were only aggressive, you would have taken that retest of that spike, right? There's sometimes you take it, sometimes you don't. It all depends on your risk tolerance. But we explain that to people when we do our education course in case you are interested in any of that. And if you are interested, let us know. We do an education course showing you our methodology, what we're looking for. Work in these fast markets, except you have to be very careful. Obviously, there's a risk reward situation involved here, and you're going to get quick rotations one way or the other, right? So that obviously is there for the taking. You just have to understand the risk involved as the market rotates down here a little bit. Got support down at the 78 area. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I got the chat window up. We got support down at 78. All right, so we have a number that's out right now. We had a couple numbers that were supposed to know home sales, and they're out. So the number is out, and again, I don't know if that's going to really affect the market that much these days, the way that things are chomping around here. All right, coming up here to the settlement price, continuing to downtick. 78 is our next support level that we have. Again, the volatility index is up there, as you can see here with the quick moves. It's definitely, you know, again, like I suggested yesterday, and you're talking to somebody who loves to trade, maybe you shouldn't trade if you like money. The volatility here is great. You have to accept the risk that's happening. If you understand the risk, and that's what we try to explain in our education course, to talk about risk, because it's probably the hardest thing to do. And you have to understand your risk tolerance, because everybody here has different risk tolerances. Everybody here trades their own different way. There's not one right or wrong way to do this. You have to find the trades that fits your mind's eye, find them, understand why they work, and then take advantage of them when they occur. All right, I had a nice little quick rotation there against the settlement price if some of you were into that. On the next support level we have is down at 78. Did you trade yesterday afternoon, Don?
Yes. And last night.
Of course you did. I like my sleep, Don.
Well, you know, I put on the trade and I set the laptop up there and I said, well, I just have to sit back and watch a little TV. And I went to sleep. When I woke up, I was out of the trade. I'm going, well, I guess it worked.
That's right. Well, I mean, sometimes that's almost what you have to do, right? I mean,
yeah.
You know, go to the bathroom or something. There was a trader. I'll tell you a funny story. There was a trader who was just trying to scalp. He was just getting killed one day, and he finally put on a position, and he's like, you know what, the market is just getting me out of my trades here. A nice rotation here. Again, we're looking at the 78, got down to 82 and popped back up. And he was getting chopped up because the market was like forcing him to get out. And then he'd get back in, get out. And finally said, you know what? He got the position on, and he went around and walked around the block. That's what he did. Now, I wouldn't suggest that to anybody. Going to the bathroom is one thing, but going around the block, not a good thing. But it didn't work out too well for him. But there's something to be said about that. But as long as you have your stops in place, again, he did not have a stop in place, obviously. That's why I'm telling you the story.
Yeah, between last night, the night before, and yesterday, I was worn out. I says, I got to go to sleep.
Yeah, it is. This market is. It can drain you.
Yeah,
it can drain you. I mean, if you're in the market a lot, you're taking a lot of heat because you're never, whatever you do, you can't be right every time. And then some of these moves are so dramatic. Then you're trying to decide: do you double up? Do you get out? What's your next level that you're looking for? What you're looking at your chart, especially when we extended and made new highs that we never had levels for. I mean, I had to go look back up at my levels. Yeah, I was trading too, and to see what other areas I had. So it was, and you're just taking a lot of heat. I mean, there's like a lot of pressure. So it is, like we said, you don't want to trade in the afternoon. You get the one-way trade going, and that's what happened yesterday. And again, it's not. It's tough little trade there. It's hard to even jump on the side of the rally or the break because they have such rotations against you. You think you had a nice winner, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and you're like, oh, I got to get out, and then you get out, and then all of a sudden it goes the way you thought it was going to go, and now you're like, why did I get out?
Yeah.
And you're like, I knew it was going up, but you can't know anything because the market doesn't. The market's job. This is the market's job. I'm going to tell everybody a secret. The market's job is to get you out of the good trade. That's the market's job. And that's why we try to eliminate some of the angst in trading by scalping, taking quick rotations off of our levels. So we're not looking for big hits because the market's job is to get you out of a good trade. That's the market's job. And it does a really good job. If you keep doing this for a long time, that's what it does.
You think even though you know where it's going to go, it's hard to make money at a trade.
Yes.
It goes up and gets you a little green, and all of a sudden it comes back, and either you have to get out, or you get out, then it takes off. And if you don't get out, it goes against you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why we focus a lot of making sure we scalp, keeps you out of trouble. Trust me, it keeps your sanity. Okay. We need to keep our sanity because why? Because we have to come back tomorrow. That's the key to trading. So always make sure you don't get blown out, and you got to come back tomorrow. Because if you're having a bad day today, that's okay. Just don't let it kill you, and you got to come back tomorrow. And trust me, it works. I mean, that is the one thing that you can't eliminate bad days. This is part of the business, especially these days. This stuff is like crazy. Minimizing your losses is key, and like I even said yesterday when we started trading, even not to trade because that's an alternative, right? An alternative is to get long, to get short, and one more alternative is not to do anything.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea sometimes. Crazy as that might sound, and you're hearing it from a trader who loves to trade. I hate to tell you, I do love to trade.
But why give it away? You just made it.
Yeah, I mean, the market is just, that's what it does. Like I said, its job is to get you out of a trade. That's what its job is. That is what it's there to do. And
I
nice
wonder,
rotation. Yeah, look at this
I, wo-
rotation.
I wonder how the algorithms are messing that theory up, Penny.
They're not, because they're also getting. Why do you think they have these rallies from these lows up here? Because they're doing the same thing. They were short, and now they're getting out. I mean, why do you think we're having these crazy rallies?
Yeah,
it's because they got themselves in trouble. It's really that simple. It's not like it's. I'm telling you something that, these rallies are happening because the algos are wrong, and these big moves, like when you're getting like, rotations of 20 S&P points in a 5-minute bar, a 3-minute bar, it's because the algos are wrong, and they're getting out. They're creating the volatility. They're creating the extra moves that should not be happening, but is happening because they're also wrong. Not all these algos are right. And the thing is that, like I said, because of the volume that's being traded, it's very thin. And so to get in and out of a trade is you need, if you're trading 100 lot, you can't show your 100 lot. You have to do it, 5-10 lots at a time. I don't even know if they can do 5 or 10 lots at a time, but they have to do something. It's a different world, but the reason that even the algos are, the algos are the reason that you have these extra moves that should not be happening, and also for the same reason that we are, scrambling to get out, because they're wrong. Also, I hate to say this, but I mean, they're just, the people who put algos together are humans, right? and they're not always going to be right. They're going to be just like us sometimes, right? The algos create the volatility. That's what they do, unfortunately. All right. Market is decided, well, we don't like the downside. We're coming back up. 90, we had 78. It got down to 82. It would have been nice to get filled down there at 78, but then not happening. Nice rotation here off of that area.
I wish those algos would send it back to 80, at least 94.
Mm-hmm. Well, they will, but when?
Yeah, that's just it. When? I may have to take a nap.
Yeah. We got some snow last night. You always like to know my weather. We got a lot of snow here last night.
Is it still cold there?
No. Again, it's like 28, 29. Perfect snow weather. That's perfect snow weather, and it's supposed to warm up. It's going to get in the 30s, like 38, 39 tomorrow, and the 40s next week. And we're in March, so every time we get to March around here, then we're good, because even if you get snow, it's going to get warm the next day. Just like here today, we got snow. Last night we got a lot of snow, but it's going to warm up, and it'll melt within a couple days usually, because the temperature gets back up above freezing. The average temperature is right now for this time of year is above freezing. So even if you're 20 degrees below average, it's only in the 20s, which is, you're turning the corner around here. I know for you it's like, what? But for us here, it's once you get to March, you're like, okay, the worst is over, this winter stuff. Because even, like I said, we've had some big snowstorms, and I remember way back, there was a huge snowstorm in April, and it was like ridiculous. I mean, it's tons and tons of snow, like record numbers. So we do get this. We do get snow, but but in a couple days, it's gone. So All right, so we're just kind of hovering around here. We have resistance to 10 already. We're 18 is our next support level that we had. It got right up to 10 this time around. That came back off, and you might get your 90. What'd you want? 94?
Yeah, I was looking for 94, but I don't know. That dead gum blue band.
It went through it though. It's like being nice to you. All right, kind of just hanging around a little bit of a range, not big range, but hanging around the range. Are my charts frozen? They should. There they are. Jeez. Thanks, man. I am definitely not doing well on the range this morning. I'll tell you that much. Not my good day of handling this today. I'm not navigating the boat too well. I guess we all have our bad days. It's a bad day for me. I'll tell you that much. Jeez. All right. You got 95. Is that good enough?
I got out.
Okay, good. Good. We're all rooting for you, by the way.
It should have said 94 though, but you know, hey,
Hey, you take it.
that's it. It may run all the way back up to the top, then start over again.
Yeah.
It's been doing that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I wish I could tell you that. I don't know. Who knows? All right, we're stuck at a little bit of a range here. You could see it's a big range, 15 down to, I don't know, 85, 30-point range.
There we go. That 87 is a bit of a stretch down there. I don't know that they'll take it down there or not. They might, but like you said, how they're going to do it's going to be two different things.
Yeah, for sure.
This is Friday. I guess everybody's going to want to be out of the market.
Yeah, the weekend.
Yeah.
Just you never know what's going to happen over there. So
It wouldn't shock me if this was a big reversal day.
Oh, we had that yesterday, right?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yesterday and the day before, we went from like 43.50 all the way down to the 41s. And yesterday we got back up to what, 42, almost 43 yesterday. And we're almost back halfway to that at 43.50 again. So I'm going, go figure. Down 2 and up 1. So I wish they'd show me something. This has really been a good week. It just, I hate that it takes so much turmoil to turn the markets on.
Yeah.
Have you been getting a lot of calls from people? Says, "What's this market going to do? What's this market going to do?"
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. They always ask me like I'm supposed to know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I look at them, says, "I don't know." I says, "I don't care if it's going up or down. I just trade it." But they don't see that, you know. They just want to give you their money and say, "Here, send me a check every month."
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've had a lot of jobs in my lifetime, and this is probably the hardest easy job I've ever had.
This is definitely the hardest. This is the hardest way to make easy money.
Yeah.
That's what I used to say.
Yeah, he's right. The only problem with 15-second charts is just keeping them suckers on the page.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, you just think there's a lot of wiggles and waggles on that 5-minute chart or 1-minute chart. Nah. Are you coaching right now?
Yeah, we actually are coaching. We have I have a team that I put together, and my problem right now is getting some gym space because this is the time where most of the high schools have their state championship tournaments, and a lot of my kids are part of teams, and they're participating in these. So I have to this is my lull before I start really getting into it, and then I'm trying to find gym space, which shouldn't be a problem. It never was in the past, but all of a sudden it's a problem now. So I'm working on that next. But yeah, we do have a nice team together. We're going to San Diego this summer, hopefully, if everything, who knows, right? Let's hope that the things stay quiet in the COVID front, and that we get to go. We had to cancel 2 years. We haven't had it for 2 years now because of COVID, unfortunately.
Do you know what oil prices are today?
They were back in the 90 range. I don't know what it is right now. If somebody has I could look it up. Hang on a second. See if I can find it. If anybody has an oil quote, if you can put it in the chat, I would appreciate it without me having to look it up. Let's see.
$92.30. Thank you, Johnny.
92.30. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate that. 92.30. Yeah, so they were at 100 yesterday. So broke out. We're up here testing the 90 area. All right, nice little rotation there against our 18 area. Got right up to 19 there and rotated off. Hopefully some of you had some orders in place there. And a nice rotation here, giving us at least a solid four solid points here. And probably get your 5 here in a second anyway. But nice rotation there against our against our 18. There's our 5 points there. All right, so nice little pop there. Got us right up to our 18 level. And this is what we kind of waited for, right? Just kind of wait for these opportunities. And you get these opportunities in there, and hopefully you can take advantage of them when they present themselves. All right, nice trade there. Get it went down to 13 there, give us 5 points. The next level of resistance we have is up at the 28 area.
My poor little charts aren't keeping up with my dome.
Yeah, well, that's your 15-second chart. That's the problem. Nice cover there at 94, by the way. All right, next level of resistance we have is up at the 28. Again, waiting for opportunities there. We missed our 78 by a little bit, and we already talked about the 10 already was triggered initially, so we weren't doing that. And we said the next level of resistance we have is up here at the 18, and it worked out very nicely. Gave us our 5 points, and we move on. That's all we can do is take opportunities there and move on.
Come on.
Don't beg. No, it's not good to beg.
I'm anxious. I want that sucker down. Get out of that 12, 13 range.
When you're begging, it's not good.
Well,
What a crazy day, huh? Just a crazy day.
I
All
would
right,
have thought.
next level. Go ahead.
I was going to say I would have thought that 20 would have gave more than that, but it is what it is.
Can't fight the algos.
I wonder if they walk in the morning and says, "Okay, the volatility exists. We only want 2 points of trade," and dial it in.
You know, there's all kinds, right? There's all kinds. That's why it moves so fast. There's all kinds of parameters that you have on these things, and you just, who knows? I don't know. I mean, we have our own methodology. I guess you could algonize. Is that a word? Algonize our methodology and some kind of algorithm. That's not a word. You have to remember that we are always adjusting towards price action, price volatility. So if we can keep that in mind. All right, got up to the 25 area there. Again, we're looking at 28, got up to 25 and 50.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Well, it was ever since 2007 with the financial crisis. The markets have completely taken that 10-point, 15-point range that we've had in a day. I mean, you have to remember those days also, not only was it we'd had 10, 15-point ranges, but the bids and offers at the prices were like 500 or 1,000. I mean, you had bids and offers, they were up there. Right now, look at it. You get tens and 20s at each price. I mean, there were 500 and 1,000 offered at each price, and those days are long gone. To have, like I said, to have these like ridiculous valuations of 200 point moves in the S&Ps is insane. I mean, that doesn't, for the new trader that's coming in, I guess this is kind of normal, but if you think about the valuation aspect of it, it's not. You have a $20 stock that let's just, for example, have a $20 stock that goes down to 18 in the morning and closes at 22 at the end of the day. Okay, well that's not normal. This valuation of that stock did not fluctuate by 40% or to whatever it is, 20%. But that's what happens.
Come on, let's go, Bubba's. I'm getting anxious here. Oh man. I see the trade, I put it on, and it's kind of like, what are we doing still here? It ought to be down there.
Oh, that's what happens. It doesn't listen to you sometimes. That's the problem.
All I want's 15.
Yeah, sometimes. Oh, we're all rooting for you. and this goes to me saying over and over again that everybody trades differently. I'm waiting for 28 to get into position. Don maybe has something else going on. If you see some other trade that you like for whatever reasons that you possess, that's fine. Whatever he saw another trade in the market that he liked, and he's taken it. There's nothing wrong with that. Just I'm giving, when I give, our levels are a little bit more risk averse, and I also try not to trade as much. I'm picking our spots a little bit better, but everybody's different here. So if you see a trade that you like, I mean, I could see a bunch of trades also that I don't mind getting into, but because I'm talking, and I try to keep it to a minimum, even though half the time you don't know when I'm getting out of my trades or not, or when I'm getting into them. Oh, well, sometimes you do. I take that. I'm sure some of you who've been around, sometimes would. All right. Got the bond market rallying here. Very interesting. Bond market rallying, S&P's rallying. You thought you had it all figured out. Now they're both rallying. Okay. Totally does not make sense. Whatever. What are you looking for? 15?
Yeah, 15.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah. We should get it, but you just got to sit and wait. The setup was there, and I took it. The thing about it is stops at break even. I don't care. It's either going to make it or take me out.
All right, so that's good. The stops at break even, he said. So he put the position on. He's looking for 15, and it's got to stop at break even. So he's not going to lose any money on a trade, but potentially lose money but he's got his area that he's looking for.
There I'm out. Trade
There you
work.
go. There you go. Trade worked. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Patience does pay off sometimes. Other times it doesn't.
Yep. Now what all we do is sit back and wait for the next trade to evolve. I mean, that one came as price action unfolded.
Right. I would say right now, if you're aggressive, you're looking at 05 as some support. Still looking at the 28, maybe looking up at against 29 or 30, and just extended a little bit there. All right. Seems like might be a little range bound here.
I mean, I look around, there's just so many trades.
Yeah, I mean, obviously picking your spots is very important. We've talked about that a lot. You have to be able to be patient and pick your spots.
Sometimes you don't get very much out of them,
No, no, I understand. You just have to, you got to, again, finding the trade. That's what that's recognition of the trade is one aspect of trading. And then execution is the second aspect. That's what we're trying to do here. You have to find that trade that makes sense to you and then try to take advantage of it. But everybody finds trades in a different way. Not everybody, what a trade that I would take, maybe Don wouldn't take, and vice versa, right? So it doesn't mean that, and definitely some trades that Don takes, I would not take.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I can tell you that honestly. But he's successful with it because he sees these opportunities. He's seen them work before, and he feels confident in executing those trades. So that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm sure there are trades that I take that Don would never take. So it goes both ways.
Well, you have an infinity for numbers, I would assume, because you had an accounting degree. They make sense to you, and you can see them and remember them. It's like, I had the 84 down there, the settlement price, but I had an 84 as a level, and I'm going, I don't remember even though I write it down every day. When I'm trading, it seems like it's in another world on its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the settlement price was a nice little trade.
And so for me to be able to do what you do, my brain's not working the same way. So I have to figure out what you're doing and try to overlay my brain on top of it, so to speak.
Yeah, I can understand that. That basically do your own thing. That's what he's saying.
But with that in mind, do my own thing because your thing works. Okay. And I'm trying to do your thing, so I have to make it where my mind will work to your thing.
Right, I get it.
So,
all right, again, we're coming back up here to the highs here. And looking at the, like I said, maybe extend here a little bit, looking maybe 29.30. If you're a little bit more risk averse, make a little bit of an adjustment only because of the volatility.
I think I have lost my mind.
Okay. We definitely have to get it done on this bar. Otherwise, we have to make an adjustment against 28 totally. It's still an amazing rally. I mean, I am just amazed by that move. And it happened. It happened before too, right? I mean, it happened last time we did this. So it's just amazing. These moves are just incredible.
It's kind of the way it's going up. You wait for them to yank the rug out from underneath you.
Right. All right, now we're coming up here to the 28 again. Be a little bit careful. At least it's happening on this bar. It's a little bit better for us. Said maybe extend the entry point there a little bit. If you're scaling in, scale in appropriately.
I like this spot. Now, if I can just yank it back down to that 23 area, that'd be a good trade.
Oh, you're asking too much there, Don. Well, we'll see.
It may take longer than 5 minutes to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're testing the this 28. I said maybe 29.30 area. Just have to make a little bit of an adjustment up here. And just keep your stop in no matter what. Again, strength in the market continues. I don't know why, but it is what it is. They were just joking yesterday. Again, like I said, just make sure you keep your stop in place. All right. Get out of that trade, and now we're looking at the next level up here at 38. All right, we're testing the 38 area up here. And we have to keep your stops in place. Like I said, cannot love these trades. There are the levels again. That's 38, 47, and 59. I got a couple more up here. I got 66 and then 77.
All right.
All right, coming up here to the 38 area. All right, nice rotation here against the 38 area. Okay, they're giving us our nice little pop here off of that area there. So again, you have to get out of your trade to be able to get into the good one. And that's what we kind of did here. You don't want a nice little pop up here too. And now giving us our nice little 5-point rotation against that level. So hopefully you're able to exit and then re-enter, because that's what you had to do. And even though we got run over on the one level, you had to be able to take advantage of this 38 level when the market rotated off to it, or rotated up to it, I should say. All right, nice rotation against the 38. Again, even though we got run over on the 28, you had to keep your stop in place, and so that you're able to take advantage of this move here to the 38 area. So we got, those are the additional levels up there. We got 47 and then 59, and then we have 66, 77. If you want to add a couple more, we got 90, 44 even. Whew. I had numbers into the 3,900 level, and I'm talking about 44 even. So 90 and 44 even, and then 12. I don't know if we're going to get up there or not, but they're there. I mean, we're a long way away, but who knows? Yesterday, I was prepared to give you levels to the 39 handle. Today, I'm giving you levels to the 44 handle.
Your desk is full of numbers also, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Got them all over the place.
All right.
Crazy, crazy stuff here. And the bonds are rallying. That is the interesting aspect of the whole thing.
See, 38, 43.
All right, market continues to move upwards. And looking at the 47 area next. Totally amazing. I'm just flabbergasted by this move here. Not just today, but over the last 2 days.
They're pushing this thing. I cannot imagine that many traders just jumping in and buying this sucker.
Imagining is the wrong phrase.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's happening. It's not imagining. It is happening.
And all I want is 23. I don't see what the problem is here.
I think the problem is that everybody wants 23.
I keep having to look for new spots.
Oh, I got nothing till 47. That's and just kind of sitting pretty till then.
I can see us coming back into 34.
All right, the market continues to stay strong here. We're looking at the 47 of the next level of resistance. All right, again, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. We are trading mini S&Ps here. Obviously, we're in a very fluid market these days with volatility that's very, very great. And to the point where I even told you yesterday not to trade. So we're obviously still in that slow mode, but I'm sure it'll settle down like it always does. It's not like this is going to continue forever. So if you're a little bit can't handle the heat in the kitchen, so to speak, and just be patient. The air conditioner will blow on soon, and it'll be tradable again. It just it is what it is. That's all. But we have to understand what it is, and then as long as you can make sure you keep your stops in place, understand the volatility that's abreast here, then you can trade it. If it's a little bit too much for you, then just be patient and wait for the market to settle down and give you a better opportunity to trade with your risk tolerance. I mean, that's all you can do as a trader. You have to accept the risk, understand the risk, and does it fit your parameters of trading? If it does, great. If it doesn't, just be patient. Things will throttle back down.
It's about time.
Finally. You have a patience, man. You got some patience.
I had to take that trade about 4 different times just to be able to stay in it.
Yeah, well, I understand. You just have some patience. I don't have the same patience. Right now will be support. We'll be back around the 15 area. All right. All right, we gave you levels above. Right now we got support around the 10 to 15 area. I would say just be very patient here, and if we start rotating to the downside, we definitely have some other levels of support along the way, probably at even, then at the, well, if we get below even, I think the 90 already got tested a couple times, so it's still there, but be careful. And then obviously we're looking at 78 below that because we missed that a little bit. I think we didn't get down there, right? Yeah. So upside, you got those upside levels. Again, focus more. In the late afternoon becomes a little bit dicier. Trade becomes a lot more one way, and we are in a very fluid market. And yeah, we're going up now. 24 hours ago, if I told you we were going to be at a 43.5 handle, and we'd all be rich if we could have all just done that, bought it, came back today, and we'd have be done for the month probably trading. But I wish I knew, right? Then it felt like the world was coming to an end yesterday, but that's what happens in trading. That's why we are not taking any positions. We don't look for any positions here. We're just scalping the market, try to minimize our exposure to the market, especially the volatility, by putting in our stops and just scalping the market whenever they present themselves versus the levels we gave up, plus any price action trades. Again, focus on, be careful if you're going to trade this afternoon. Going to get a little bit dicey here, especially the way things have been going. So we'll talk to everybody. Don, have a great weekend.
You too.
And just be careful. And we'll talk to you on we'll see you on Monday.
Hey, a couple quick programming notes. Let's see who is sticking around for next week. We had to exit a few people earlier this morning. Those that hadn't transitioned from guest to paid. I did get to receive a couple calls and we did set them up. So if you get disconnected for not transitioning, I'll give you our telephone number in Chicago. It's 312-685-2582. That's 312-685-2582. What a great morning session. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Emma, let me know what you want to do. Jack, are you part of Saul's Friends and Family? I think you are. John K. Richard A., let me know. Richard A. Use the chat feature to respond. I'll send out the discount link so that you can make sure that you're all set up to come back again next week. What a great week. Appreciate you all being here. Hey, Jack, I knew that. And I appreciate everybody. Richard A., let me know. Emma, let me know. Everybody else, let me know. John K., give me a quick hi sign that you're in. And that should be out to you now. I'll be in the background. For those that are looking to have somebody come in, it is tradealonglive.com, tradealonglive.com. We're here from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Right now it's 11:27 a.m. We focus on the morning session, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades from an educational point of view. Saul gives out his proprietary levels and zones as a discipline and opportunity points for the morning's trade. Great feedback on those levels and zones. Thank you. You also have Saul as your wingman. He is your trade along partner from an educational point of view only. And hey, if you need trading software, let us know. We can point you in the right direction. And we can take it from there. Appreciate it. Thank you. And if you're interested in learning from Saul directly, be taken under his wing and his mentoring and his training, let us know. I'll be glad to help you. TradeAlongLive.com, TradeAlongLive.com.